camera moving to like the starting line, that's when I.
All right, guys, welcome back to the live stream, or to a Assetto Corsa Drifts, or Assetto Drift League's live stream. Sorry for that. Today we're at ESDA Daytona for the last comp of the year, actually, before we start next year's season, which will be coming in January. And as always, I am joined with Vroom in the commentating booth, and also I am joined today with another one of our drivers. His name is Curry Driver. He will be joining us today as well. But today should be full of a lot of excitement, a lot of doors, and it's going to be a lot of fun because this track is it's a good track. I like this track. How do you guys feel about it? What are you guys thinking about today? And you know, what's y'all's outlook on the comp today?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. We're here at the always iconic Daytona International Speedway. Here following the last turns of the inside field. It's definitely a very tricky track. I've driven it a few times, not as much. And it's going to definitely test the drivers here today on just maintaining angle and making sure they get out to all those zones.
It is. It's going to be, some parts are tricky, some parts are a lot easier. But there is definitely some tricky parts of this track, and it's gonna lead to big excitement, I think. But excuse me, Curry, what are you thinking about today?
Well, I've had only like 2 laps of this track, and in those 2 laps, the first section is really fast. You've got to be on point with those clips, but then as you come into that second half, you got to try and slow down and maintain your angle through it, and make sure you don't muck up on those transitions.
That's exactly right.
So it's going to make for a good day, close tandems. Yes,
and right here in this section, it's really easy to over-rotate, and we'll just see what the drivers are able to pull off today. You know, you got to be on the left foot brake there quite a bit to maintain your angle and, you know, stay on line. So, going to be interesting to see what the drivers are able to come up with today. But anyway, I think we're getting ready to get started. I'm going to look at the bracket quick and see who the first 2 are. The first 2 are going to be Large Pencil and Big Chief. They should be starting here in just a second. While we wait for them, if you guys want to come and compete with us, then be sure to hit the Discord link down below. We do regular comps every 2 weeks. Like I said, this is going to be the last comp of the season, so it's going to be a while before we do our next one due to the holidays. But afterwards, we'll be right back to it. And you know, like I said, if you guys want to compete, then hit the Discord link down below to come out and drive with us. And then also SDC, one of our partners, they also do competitions as well. They were doing them weekly, but I think they're discussing going to bi-weekly comps alongside of us now, and just going on our offset weeks. But anyway, big shout out to our sponsors, SDC, our partner, ATDT, ATDT, Team Commodore, and Team BDB. All of their Discord links can be found in the ADL Discord. So without further ado, we're going to get started here. We have Large Pencil and Big Chief here. Large Pencil seems like he is in the lead lane first, and Big Chief will follow. All right, Large Pencil with not too bad of initiation. Could have been deeper in that first clip and that second inside zone, but Big Chief incompleting, tapping the wall, and that is going to be an incomplete run for his first run, unfortunately. Large Pencil here doing a really good job filling out all the zones so far in the back half of the track. And always in that Supra, that is his go-to car, and definitely put down a really good lead run. So we'll have to see what Big Chief is able to do in his chase run here.
Yeah, definitely. You hate to see it. Always, you never want to see it battle go out that way. But that being the one wall that the drivers can come in contact with, I wouldn't be surprised if that's going to be the main culprit of a lot of incompletes today.
Yes, I wouldn't be surprised either. That wall is definitely, it will get you. If you're not on it, it'll get you. All right, but here we go for their second run. Big Chief, same, almost the same as Large Pencil. Could have been deeper in that first zone, but he hit that nose clip a little bit better. Going a little wide, putting 2 tires outside of that yellow line there. Large Pencil looking like he was struggling to follow him through there. I don't think he expected him to go quite as wide. But they both finished the run. They both make it across the line, and not a bad way to start the competition. Aside from that incomplete from Big Chief, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, not bad at all. Better than we've seen a lot of previous comps. Usually we kind of have a wreck fest coming into the. Yeah, exactly. We have a lot of mess ups coming into the first start of every event, but it's good to see them.
Yes.
Especially with tracks like Mondello, when we did that, the second wall just used to kill everyone on the entry for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right.
Definitely. Ooh.
All right, sorry guys, I'm trying to adjust the roles here, trying to allow one of the drivers to tell me who the winners are for each round. Granted, I think I know who the winner of that one was, but it would still be nice to.
Yeah, definitely.
There we go. He now has permission. Okay, let me hop up in the judges chat real quick and tell them, who I want to message me.
No problem.
No, I agree.
Jamie, can you do me a favor? I just gave you permission to post into the judging calls text channel. Would you be willing to write in there who the winner? I see Lester, he wrote it to me, but would you, so that way he don't have to worry about it. Would you be willing to write who the winner is to me in that text channel? Like I said, I just gave you permission to write in there. So just so that way it's one more thing Lester has nothing to worry about. If you can't, then I'll just give the permission to Dawson so that way he can do it. But just as long as one of you guys are able to post in there, is that something you guys are able to do?
In the judges text channel, correct?
Yeah, it's called judging calls.
Judging calls. I'm trying to look for it.
It's in the text channels. It's like the third one down in text channels.
I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
All right, well, we'll just leave it for Lester then. He'll
I was going to send it to you personally.
or do that. That's fine as well.
Yeah.
Or I was trying to give one of them permission to do it. So
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Is it Comcar selections? Is that what it is?
No, it's
No. I got it.
Okay. Thank you, Lester. I'm gonna move the bracket. I'm gonna move pencil over as the winner, and then you're good to go.
I feel like that's a lot better look for a lot of these tracks.
Yeah, it's just better for the drivers to have a lot more leniency than them having to worry about crashing.
Yep, definitely makes for better racing, that's for sure.
All right, guys.
100%.
Sorry about that. I'm back
Close
now.
attendance
Large
or-
Pencil is the one that got that win. And then now we're going to move on to the next round, which is Ben and Albert.
Once again, we have two Alberts in this comp. Luckily, they hopefully won't be going up against each other. They're on the same side of the bracket. But
Yeah, no, I don't think they're going to be going against each other. There's a chance, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
No.
All right, but now we got Albert and Ben competing. Oh my gosh. Drone cam just freaked out on me for a second. But anyway, we're back at it. And Ben with a really good initiation, hitting all those zones nearly to perfection. Albert staying right with him, sucking up really tight here in this really slow section of this track where you got to be really hard on the brakes. Albert bumper to bumper on transition. Both these drivers in the S14. And I would say that was a really good run from both drivers. Both of them kind of shallow in that last zone, but really good run overall from both drivers there. That was impressive.
Yeah, both drivers really mimicking. Albert really
Good wheel
mimicking.
from both
Yeah,
of them there.
great mimicking by Albert. Really keeping on with everything that Ben was doing. It all really comes down to this.
Yeah, I mean that was both drivers really good runs. I mean no complaints on my end. That's the runs we want to see. Well, let's see what Albert can do on his lead run. Good initiation from Albert. Could have been deeper on that inside that first touch and go, but that's okay. Ben falling back a little bit. Needs to get that proximity back. Let's see if he can do it right here in the slower section of the track. And he does. He gets close up to Albert. Almost the same as Albert as far as bumper to bumper. But Ben sucking up tight to Albert, knowing that he has to put it on his door because how good. Whoa! And putting it into this back wheel across the line.
Wow.
What an exciting run from these two drivers. Both of them really good drivers, and both of them definitely want to get wins underneath their belts. I don't think neither one of them have a win here at ADL yet.
Wow.
So I think they definitely are gonna try their hardest, especially since it's the last one of the year. Can't seem to find where the track is at. I don't. This track's huge. Can't find the starting line.
Yeah, definitely two great runs by both drivers.
You could tell they know.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could tell they
Here
know
we
it's
go.
the final event of the season. Everyone's going as hard as they can.
They are. Everybody is really, really, really. They're gonna show their best side today, so that way they can possibly leave with a win for the last competition of the year. But that one went to Albert. The judges just got back to me, and they gave that run to Albert. I think that was a very fair call made. Could have honestly gone either way, I think, but either way, good drives or good runs from both drivers.
Definitely. Yeah, I really just think it came down to Ben's lack of chase following his run.
Yeah, just
Even
a
though he posted
little.
back up.
Yeah, just a little bit of fallback that he had on his chase run. I think I would have to agree with that. But right now we got Sync Silo and we have Dempsey going for their battle. Silo with a pretty good initiation. Could have been deeper into that first touch and go. Seems to be a reoccurring theme here with the drivers today. Silo looking like he could be doing a little bit better in all these zones here. Dempsey, though, definitely needs to make up some ground, cutting track a little bit and missing zones to make that ground up. But Sync Silo with a not too bad of a run there to start their battle off. Could have been a little bit deeper in all the zones. But hey, he completed, and that's all that we want to see at the end of the day.
Yep, definitely. Even though he didn't get out to all those zones as well as he could, he still got out to all those zones and still mocked up some type of points for that. So it's definitely going to paint to his favor if Dempsey can't get out to those zones.
I would have to agree. We're gonna have to see what Dempsey is able to pull up or pull out of his lead run here. Dempsey with a different initiation than most of the drivers we've seen today. Most of them are monging into that first zone, whereas Dempsey kind of just went in straight, pulled the e-brake. And then Silo's second up real close to his door there. Let's see if he can maintain that throughout the rest of the track here. Oh, and Dempsey looking like he making a huge error right before the line. That is not something you want to see. You hate seeing that in the competitions, especially knowing how much time and energy these guys put into practice for these competitions. So that's just very unfortunate on his end, and you really hate to see it, honestly.
You really do. It looked like he had open
watching
mucks.
that little run back. He touched the grass.
Yeah,
he touched the grass, just lost grip and started spinning.
Yeah, he definitely touched the grass, and I think that he knew that was coming, so he was trying to slow down as much as he could to avoid from going out into the grass, but he still did, and definitely hindered his lead run a bunch, unfortunately. But looks like some of these drivers are having some, maybe it's me, maybe it's them, I don't know, but it looks like there's some little bit of lag going on today, which is very unfortunate. I really hate that. But yeah, they gave that run to Sync Silo, so he will move on to the next round, and he will be facing Albert in round 2. Not too shabby so far, off to a start, and that's going to do it for our first 6, so all these drivers will leave, and we're going to bring in the next 6. I'm going to go ahead and, while we wait for these drivers to come in, I'm going to play a commercial that was made. It's only like a 40-second commercial that was made by one of our members. Big shout to him. His name's Jamie. And thank you a lot for making this commercial. I really enjoy it. I hope you guys do too. It's what started off the competition today. But here it is. I hope you guys like it. He worked hard on it, so
So Shift, if you don't mind me asking, what adjustments did you make for the 6.0 pack update?
It was just skins that got updated. That was it.
Fair
But
enough.
yeah, but we're back now. The drivers, we have Hydra, 50 Shades of Grey, Time Flies, Riley, R. I don't know what his name is. It's just _R. And Brett are the next 6 in right now. And they will be, this next group to go. But I'm gonna step back for a second. I'm gonna let Curry Driver, our third commentator today, I'm gonna let him take the reins and commentate over these runs after the drivers get their practice in. We'll follow some of the drivers here, and while we wait on them to get their practice in, give you guys a little bit better audio. I'll click over. I'll turn up the volume a little bit so you guys can get some raw audio of the cars. And this driver here, 50 Shades of Grey, he took a really long break. He had some children and took a long break, but I'll tell you what, just from driving with him that little bit of time that I was able to, you wouldn't be able to tell that he took a break. He's a very, very good driver.
Bro, you never know when people are just gonna have children,
Yeah, I mean, it happens, so.
Never know, man. But it's good to see him back at least, so we'll just have to see how this run goes.
I don't think they, yeah, I was gonna say, this isn't the first run here. The first run is gonna be Hydra and 50 Shades of Grey. So, whenever they come up to the line, that will be our first run. I think they usually get 2 or 3 minutes of practice every time they come in and join to the server, just to kind of get used to it and, all that good stuff. So, some drivers, they utilize the practice server and some drivers don't. They'd rather sit there and watch the live stream and, watch their buddies compete and everything. So, it's just a thing that we like to do for the drivers to be able to make the competition the best that it can be, essentially. And this looks like it's going to be the first battle here.
3-man trains.
Yep, and this will be the first battle here, Hydra against 50 Shades of Grey. So I'll let you take the reins here, Curry, and you can commentate over these runs, man.
Alright, so they're off. It's going to be an S14 versus a 400Z, actually. Coming in now, Hydra having lots of angle into that first clip. Dropping a tire, though, on that first corner. Coming out, really filling out those clips now. Going out with 50 Shades of Grey right on him. Losing a bit of speed, though, through that transition. The 400 seems to have him on corners, but on the transitions, the S14 just leaves him. Filling out those zones really good, though, from Hydra.
Good job, man. That was awesome. I think I like yours more than mine, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I haven't done that in a while. I just started like a holy.
Oh man, it's okay. I'm stumbling over my words today too. I don't know if it's just the excitement for it being the last comp of the season or what it is, but I'm stumbling over my words too. But overall, good job, man.
They are off. 50 Shades of Grey versus Hydra. Hydra had a lot of speed and angle coming through here. Grey not having much angle, but having a... Oh, Hydra seems to have contact. Max angle from Hydra.
Oh, I think his mic cut out a little bit. He might be too excited.
Grey's having one hell of a run, though. No, my lag came out. But Grey seems to have a lot more speed than Hydra coming through here. Filling out all those points. Hydra a bit more behind. Yeah, I had a bit of a lag spike there. Sorry about that.
No, you're good, man. But yeah, Hydra after contact, he just over-rotated a little bit too much and fell way back, unfortunately. And I think that we have an idea which way that's going to run. I don't like to call them ahead of time, it can get me in trouble and make us look bad on the live streams. But I have an idea of who won that one. Yeah, I mean... Definitely want to see Hydra compete better than that. Definitely want to see him come out and put on a better showing than that, considering knowing how good of a driver he is. So that's just unfortunate for him. Vroom, how are you feeling, man? I haven't heard much from you.
Yeah, it was I was spacing out a lot during that. I couldn't, obviously, Hydra with the contact, you hate to see it. He's a very good driver. You hate to see him go out this early. Sometimes it's just a happen of circumstance. You never know what day you're gonna have. There's good days and there's bad days. Sometimes you just get unlucky. And so that's kind of what just happened right there. It's unfortunate to see. You never want to see contact during a run that'll kill him, but that's just how the way the cookie crumbles. But
that is
great
exactly
work by
right.
both drivers.
Oh yeah, I mean both drivers. I know Hydra. Excuse me, I have a little bit of a cold today. But I know Hydra. He was definitely putting in a lot of time into this practice server. So I really hate to see that from his side. But it is what it is, and it happens. Like we always say, that's drifting, and mistakes happen. Especially when you have to put your best foot forward when you're going against really good competitors. So and that is what 50 Shades of Grey definitely is. He is a really good driver. I'm sure that we'll see if he advances, we'll see that more later on in the competition. But just glad that he could join us and glad that he chose ADL to be the place where he chose to compete coming back. He also did compete in other competitions as well, but just glad to see him here at ADL also. Yeah, I know he did really good. He did really good in the SDC comp. The little bit of time that he was able to run, he put on a really good showing there as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's always good seeing drivers come back after a long break, especially when you haven't seen them in a while.
Yes, and from what I hear, he took a very long break. He took like a couple year break, but he's been around for a while. He's been in the game for a good while now, and just good to see guys coming back to where they, where they had their fun at. Granted it wasn't ADL, but coming back to a set of course and getting back to their roots after taking a long break. Whether it be from family or having children, like in his case or whatever. But still cool to see. That's just how big this game is and how addicting it is. Like I always say, if you want to get your kids into drifting in real life or racing in real life, get them a wheel, and it's definitely addicting, and it will I think it keeps kids out of trouble because they'd rather be doing this, hanging out with their friends online and driving with their friends and becoming better drivers all at the same time, rather than going out and hanging out with the wrong crowd per se. So I definitely am a huge advocate for it, and I think that more people should definitely do it for sure. But I'm sorry, what did you say? Oh no.
Seems like Cray won that round, and it seems like it's going to be Riley versus.
Two really great drivers here. Time flies. He was I think he's our second place finisher at Oogie Boogie. Riley, still a really great driver, looking to get a win. It'd be great to see her.
Yeah. But here we go. Time flies. Initiate. There you go. Go ahead, Gray.
Very good entry from them, filling out the zones really good. Riley keeping good, maintaining good, keeping good distance from Time Flies today, but Time having a really clean lead run, to be honest. Riley off back wheel through that final section.
Yes, Time always in the JZX 100. Not a favorable car by any means in the pack that we have. But it's definitely his favorite. People struggled to get that car to keep up with the rest of the cars in the pack, but he certainly has no issues in that car at all. And I don't think I've even seen him drive another car other than the JZX 100. So
I have not.
But either way, good runs from both drivers. Barry, go ahead, man. You can go ahead and take the reins on this one again.
Off now, big flick from Riley into that first zone, filling out very nicely. Spec, Time Flies having a very good and clean and reliable chase line. Riley now filling out those zones very good, very close from Time Flies. Seems like there might have been a bit of contact between them there, making Times go a bit far behind, but Riley having a really close, really nice line through the finish, and Time's behind.
Yeah, that was definitely a heater of a second run there from both drivers. Time was definitely putting on the pressure in that fourth outside zone, and just slightly stayed on his bumper a little bit too long, and he almost prevented Riley from from transitioning, but I think he backed off just in time, and it didn't really affect their runs too much. Ben, you're funny.
Yeah.
You're funny, Ben. I see you in the chat. Yes, like he said, leave the video a like, but don't judge us because we say, "Oh, you come and commentate."
Definitely a very good, very good showing by both drivers. You know, their leads phenomenal. Nothing really bad to say about them. Maybe a few like half miss zones, maybe. But you know, I always like to say it's really hard to out chase Riley. He's just such a good chase driver. He'll always be right there. You know, if you don't see him in the rear view mirror, he's probably next to your door.
Yeah, exactly. You're always going to hear his engine whenever he's chasing you. That's for sure. He's going to stay close unless he makes a huge mistake, and obviously it completes by some chance. But yeah, always a good show. Good show when those two drivers come out. Riley and Time Flies. They're both very good drivers, and I love watching them compete.
It did seem like Time Flies did have a bit of contact that through a second transition. Just seems like they might have nudged a bit on the bumper to bumper.
Yeah, I think they did too. That's going to be something the judges are going to sit there and decipher and really look into it to see how much it actually did affect Riley, and come out with the best solution for the contact there. But it didn't really affect him that much. I see people in the chat saying Riley for the win. We'll just have to see what the judges say. It's the contact from Tom didn't really affect him that much. Granted, he did make contact with him, and Riley did have to slow down a little bit to be able to initiate or transition properly and still hit that zone. Yes, and save himself, like you said. So, gonna be an interesting call either way. But it's gonna be up to the judges at the end of the day. And they're gonna sit there and they're gonna watch the replay multiple times to come up with the best answer. And I definitely trust the judges. That's why they're there. So,
if you look in chat, Ben saying that Albert paid the judges off to muck his brakes up. Oh God.
You guys are funny. I appreciate you guys in the live chat, though. I always love comments coming in and keeping the chat fresh. So.
No, definitely.
Albert said no proof. You guys are funny.
I mean, him saying that means it could have happened. It could have happened. Form the full edition of Content Manager.
Exactly.
Form the full edition of Content Manager. But yeah, it seems like it's going to be a very nice comp today because from the last 6 and this first run from this batch, it's been door to door and really smooth lines.
Yep, definitely everything we like to see from these past couple runs. I can't imagine how interesting it's going to get later down the bracket.
Oh, man. That's like the 3rd time I've seen that pop up on my screen. The 99% computer occupancy. It doesn't happen very often. It just happens sometimes, and I don't understand why it does it. It just sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, and I never have any more applications open than usual during a competition. So it's just weird that it does it sometimes and not other times. Maybe it's a combination of the track and the cars and stuff like that, but I really don't know what it is. Yeah, there
I
is.
think Times is getting a bit impatient.
He could be. I know that Time. He actually was. I was showing him how to make some tracks last night. Maybe that's what it is. He's trying to get the competition over and done with so he can go work on some more tracks again. All I'm going to say to you, Time, is Racetrack Builder is like a very addictive drug, and you are 100% going to be building a bunch of tracks, and you're going to have plenty of time to do it. But usually, yes, I would agree with you. Usually when it takes this long, we do go to an OMT because there isn't a decision made, but I don't know exactly what they're looking at. It's just when there's too much indecisiveness and you can't call it for certain either way, that's when we choose to go OMT after a certain amount of time.
Yeah, but it's definitely interesting because you can tell that Riley had the prolonged proximity for a lot of his run. The Time Flies had it was more periodic, but he got closer when he needed to. But I don't see this going either way other than Riley. It could go one more time. I could see that happening. But I just feel like no matter how close Time Flies got through a good portion of that track, I just feel like the constant proximity from Riley kind of overshadows that.
I mean, we'll just have to see what the judges say. You know, I don't like to make any calls, you know, while it's going on. Oh, okay. So I just got a message from one of the judges, and he said that Riley got the win. The other judge that was you know messaging it to me before, maybe he's having some problems, and that's why they haven't been able to get it over to me yet. But yeah, they said that Riley got the win. So good job, Riley. You move on. Better luck at the next competition time. At least you get to go, you know, make some tracks again now. So
yeah. Definitely. Time Flies a really good driver. You know, I really enjoy the SDC comps too. Oh, wow. Look at that. Huge send.
All right, so our next run is going to be _R and Bread. They're going to be the next up to go whenever these two drivers decide to make it to the line. And we'll get this competition moving. You know, that call took a little bit long. Ben, we did have a bracket made. It's not going to be during this competition, just because it's the last one of the season, and there might be an alternative that we're going to be using. I'm not sure exactly. I'm going to look more into it during our break, and we're going to come up with the best solution for the bracket. But yes, next season there will be, or next year there is going to be a bracket. All right.
Now with a massive flick into that entry, big speed into that first clip, dropping a wheel for both drivers there, but making it all the way around, filling out those clips. Spread close enough for a good chase run here, slowing down quite a bit though through that final corner, pushing it back. Seems like might have dropped a tire there on that outer zone, but he's going to make it all the way around. Bread shallowing up at the end there.
Yeah, really good chase there from Bread. You know, really good proximity. That's what you like to see. _R not filling the zones fully. He's half in a lot of them. So that's going to be interesting to see what Bread can put down for his lead.
Yeah, _R, he definitely missed a couple, or at least one zone. I know that he missed one, but was shallow in a couple others, so gonna be interesting to see this next run.
Massive flick. Coming in now, filling out that second zone, going into the third outer, making it all the way out. Making it pretty close, tapping a bit there, making him oversteer, dropping a tire as well, but Bread making a very nice run here, making it all the way out. Says R is a bit farther behind than Bread was.
Yeah,
very good run from.
What we like to see.
Very good lead run from Bread there in the Supra. I'm surprised that there's not more people using the Supra on this track. The Supra used to be a very used to be a go-to car for a lot of people, and for some reason people just decided to stop using it. And I don't really know why, to be completely honest, but
maybe the S chassis, people found like a secret way to get the S chassis super gripped or something like that. You never know.
I mean, that could be a possibility. But yeah, all I know is the Supra used to be, you know, a favorite in the community, and it's just not anymore. So definitely odd. It's cool to see how people, you know, go back and forth between cars and everything, and you know, kind of experiment with all of them to find the best one for them. But yeah, I know I wish more people would drive the Supra, because it is a very, very, very good car. So, and then the Bread did get the win on that one, so he will move on. Better luck in the next competition. _R. I was practicing with you, and I know that you're very capable of really good lead lines. Almost every lead run from you was pretty much perfect when I was chasing you, so that's very unfortunate. Maybe it was a last-minute car change or something. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, man. Hope to see you. Go ahead.
He said in the game chat that his game went to 10 FPS as soon as he started.
Oh, that's very unfortunate. That sucks. That's I don't know what's going on with that. Some guys are having severe frame drops and everything, and and you know, other drivers are, and I don't understand why it's happening. You know, nothing has changed. The location of the server hasn't changed. Nothing really has changed on it, but you know, it's just I don't understand why people are getting so many you know, frame drops and everything. But we're gonna get the next group in here. I think that was the first the next 6. So I think the remaining 6 are going to or the next 6, I'm sorry. Actually, it's probably only going to be 4 because one of the runs, one of the drivers, Ronnie Slides, he can only be in the server with 4 people in at one time. So hopefully we only have a couple more groups coming in here. But I'm going to send this to a commercial break really quick, the Daytona commercial break, and let the judges be aware that, you know, he's one of the guys that has to be with only 4 in there. So we'll be right back, guys. Sorry for all the commercial breaks, but we're moving along, I promise. All right, guys, welcome back. We are moving on to the very last few drivers, the last 8 drivers in the bracket. Our next battle is going to be Rambo against Sistava here.
Yep, Rambo being our last event winner. Let's see what he can do here.
Yes, actually just won in the STC comp as well. Yesterday, yeah. Rambo is definitely a very good driver.
Cat.
Filling out all the zones pretty well so far.
Seems like Stava seems like at the start there he dropped a couple of wheels, but not too bad.
Yeah, Sistava definitely with some tire drops at the beginning of the track and not able to maintain that proximity, unfortunately. Maybe he's gonna have to get Cray to send him his tune or something, but that's unfortunate on Sistava's end. I know he's a really good driver, so most of the drivers here that compete at ADL are very good drivers, so you really hate to see when it's not a close battle, you know, but we'll see what Rambo's able to do in his chase run.
Yep.
I thought Rambo was being cocky then. I thought he was going to start all the way back there.
Oh, Sistava hitting the cones. Is that not going to be a restart?
Like
yes, that's going to be a restart.
Seems like the S14 and 400R are a very popular choice at the moment.
Yeah, the 400 ZM Surprise is becoming a more popular choice. It's I like it, but a lot of people seem to like have issues with it for some reason. But I definitely enjoy the car. I think it looks good. I think it sounds good. It handles good. It's all around a really good car. So, but the S14 is definitely a favorite in ADL. So,
yep.
It's a very stiff car. So, it's I like a more loose feeling car, but anyway, here we go. They're off, and Sistava initiates. Much better line on his lead run than on his chase, but Rambo not letting him out of his sights, keeping it really close, really tight. Oh, and Rambo getting a little bit too aggressive, but he didn't mess up Sistava at all, really. Just kind of bumped him, gave him a little nudge, letting him know that he was there. But really good chase run there on Rambo's end.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, I should have stayed locked on to the drivers because now... Oh, here we go. It's over here, I think.
Well, it seems like Rambo really wanted to just get them door taps in.
Rambo is a super aggressive driver. He's always going to be tapping the door of the guy in front of him. So not very surprising to see that from him, to be completely honest.
Mm-hmm. I don't like going up against him, so.
Yeah, he'll push you right out of the way if you're not on the same line that he is. So.
Yep.
All right, we're just waiting for the judges to get.
In the world.
We're waiting for the judges to get back to us on their call. I do believe that we all know who the winner is, but still want to be sure from the judges before. They're probably looking more into that bump on Rambo, to be completely honest. Yeah. But he didn't really bump him too much to mess him up at all, so.
Yeah.
All right, they're messaging me now, and it does go to Rambo, so Rambo will move on. Sistava, better luck in the next competition, my friend. And Rambo moves on to the top 16.
No. Well, it'll be interesting to see if he can get another win before the season end.
Man, I'll tell you what, it would be very interesting to see because he already has 3 wins here. He's a good driver. Don't put it past him. Rambo is a very, very good driver. But our next battle is going to be Taryn against Reaper.
Seems like Taryn didn't go off the light there.
Maybe he can't see the light and he's gonna need a countdown. That would be what I would assume. Oh no, he can see the light.
There he goes.
No, just a misstart. Taryn coming in now in the S15, which by the way sounds amazing with this car. But filling out those clips very shallow through the transition. Reaper very far behind in that C5 Corvette. Coming in though, Taryn having quite a bit of angle though through the corners, coming in beautifully through that transition, filling out all the zones, but just Reaper not having that proximity that he should do.
It
Coming across
seems
the line.
he fell off a little bit from the start there. Just either just too slow of an initiation or just a little bit too much angle. One of my buddies, Reaper being one of my buddies from Team Purple, you know, he's a great driver. And he's just going to really have to show us something that we can get this win here.
Yeah, it would. I wouldn't be surprised if his first run was deemed an inactive chase just because of how far back he was. Wow, huge angle from Reaper on initiation, cutting that clip heavily.
The wheel though, but still sending it from Reaper. Taryn cutting the track, which is quite odd considering he probably would have caught up through transition. Reaper holding so much angle through these hairpins and then leaving Taryn through the straighter parts.
I will say that C5, the C5 Corvette, if you put the right tune on it, it can definitely hold or throw a lot of angle, which I think more drivers are starting to find out now that they're testing all the cars and everything. But yeah, the C5 definitely is capable of a lot of angle and holding it. So as you could see there, you know, he didn't spin out or incomplete or anything, but he definitely threw way more angle than you know, most cars can.
Oh yeah, definitely. That first run not being too favorable, trying to get some it's extra points. Trying to see if he can't get his lead to sway.
Ben, I do agree with you. Everybody that's going is supposed to be in the server. Wow, they gave it to Taryn.
Yep.
So Taryn's gonna move on.
It's disappointing, you know. A
Yeah.
little mess up can send you away from the chase just like that. It's tough to see, you know. You hate to see it, but sometimes that's just drifting.
But one thing I would say to Taryn, if he, for his next comp, I think he should have shifted up through that final hairpin, because you could hear him on the limiter and he lost a lot of proximity from that.
Yeah.
Just something that I noticed.
Yeah, Ben, we try to. Nobody's supposed to be joining if they're not given permission to join. That's why we bring you guys in groups, so that way you guys are all in, and you know the guys that are running should be the only two people in the server moving at one time. So we that's the way it's supposed to be. Unfortunately, some guys take it upon themselves to join into servers mid-run. If you're one of them drivers and you're watching this right now, don't do that. Don't join into the server until you're given permission to join into the server, until you're told to come into the server. So I hate to be like that and say it that way, but you know, it does cause lag issues when you join in mid-run. So don't join in until you're supposed to join in.
Oh, contact.
Please. Yes, huge contact there.
Is this
from
a legitimate run?
that was a run, yes. That was our next one, Murph Terps against Mike. And I do think that Mike bumping him is probably
wall, I think.
Well, I think that was caused from Mike bumping him. I'm sure the judges will, you know,
Okay.
will decide whose fault it was, you know, for hitting the wall. But I do know that Mike did make contact with him right at that inside clip. So, and then Mike hitting the cones.
Oh, Mike hitting the cones.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see more than just a. I wouldn't be surprised if we see more than just a couple of those today. Them cones are not forgiving. They could definitely be spaced apart a little bit more. That's for sure.
Well, they're off. Mike having a Supra versus the C5. Mike having a massive flick into there, having a lot more speed than Murph, but Murph is making all the speed up through these corners. Diving onto Mike's door. Mike just dropping a wheel there on the yellow line, I think. Coming in wide, filling out these zones very nicely, but Murph is just there, tapping him then at the very end, not affecting him much. So
Yep.
I guess this would really depend on who did what on that first run.
I think that's I would have to agree with that. I will say this though, Mike was a little bit wobbly. I know he just bought a new wheel, so maybe he's just trying to get used to it. But he was a little wobbly in the last section of that track. You know, making minor adjustments here and there, maintaining angle and shallowing up and stuff like that. So, going to be an interesting call. But yeah, I do agree with you. It's going to come down to, you know, who had whose fault it was for the contact. So.
Murph's, I've seen him drive. He is a very talented driver. It would be a real shame if he to see him get knocked out this early if it is his fault for the contact.
Oh yeah, both the drivers, Mike and Murph, are both really good drivers. So gonna be unfortunate to see either one of them go, but I mean they both can't move on at the end of the day. And you know, it is good to see Murph back here in the ADL competitions. Though it's been a little while since we've seen him in here, but good to see him back. And you know, in that C5. He was telling me, well, not just me, he was telling a few people that he was sleeping on the C5, not realizing how good of a car it was. Usually it's a very good car for most tracks. There's only a couple tracks that I would say that it's not really good for. It'd be like the super tight tracks that, you know, it wouldn't be ideal for. But, you know, either way, like I said, good to see him back and you know, competing with us.
Yeah, definitely. Mike being another one of those Team Purple drivers. Very, very good driver. We've seen a lot from him in from previous competitions. You know, it just it sucks. You know, anything can happen, and just some large contact if that gets deemed on him. It's just an unlucky way to go out for either driver.
Yeah, you never want to see drivers be eliminated from contact or because of, you know, incompleting or anything like that, or bumping into each other or whatnot. You want it to be as clean as possible. But Rubbin's racing, and that's drifting at the end of the day. So I know we're not out here racing, but you know, same thing.
Same thing. Correlates.
Yeah, same principles.
Point A to point B.
All right, and they gave the win to Mike. So I guess Murph hitting the wall was actually Murph's fault, and you know, not due to the contact from Mike.
All right, you know, that's the power of the replay. You know, you see things you don't really see on the first go around, and it's good to have that. You know.
Yeah, it is good to be able to go back and review it as many times as you need to. But anyway, here's gonna be the last battle of the first round. This is going to be Wheelman against Syndrome before we start the top 16. And Wheelman in the C5, Syndrome in the GT86. Syndrome is always in the GT86. Wheelman with a really good initiation, but Syndrome right close to him. Fell back a little bit, but getting close again, maintaining the proximity pretty well. Wheelman looked like he might have dropped a couple of tires there on that outside zone. I'm not quite sure. Going right out over that rumble strip across the line in that last clip.
Yeah,
utilizing.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say he was utilizing every inch of the track, including the rumble strips.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is the first time we've seen the 8.6 today, so it's definitely good to see that out. We get a little piece of every car that we have here.
Yeah, and I'm actually surprised because the GT86 is the car that was my choice of car for this track.
Yeah.
So very interesting that more people aren't driving the GT86.
Yeah.
All right, but here we go. Syndrome initiates.
Wheelman trying to gain some of that proximity.
Wheelman also having a very consistent. Oh, dropping a wheel from Wheelman and Syndrome there. Drop 2 from Wheelman, 1 from Syndrome, but very clean and consecutive runs from the two of them.
Yeah, it definitely it's definitely sucks to see Wheelman not have that close of proximity. He did on his first comp get I believe it was a top 8 on his first comp last time at Car Packs. So you really would love to see him come out, put on a show, maybe get another top 8. But sometimes it's just the way it is. Sometimes you just get unlucky.
Yep. I mean, it's anything can happen in the competitions. Like you can put in hours and hours of practice, and then when it comes comp time, the nerves get to you or whatever. I'd like to think that a lot of the guys, the nerves are pretty much gone for them. But, it can still happen. Some guys still get very nervous on the comp day. And, when you're drifting, really anything can happen. If you're just barely off on your line, it can affect the whole rest of your run, or even being a little bit off, you can bump the wall or something, So it's you definitely got to be on top of your game, especially when it comes time to compete in the comp. So.
Yep, most definitely. I know definitely for me, nerves have always been a huge issue with a lot of comps. I like to run SDC just because I'd be doing commentating for ADL, but nerves still never really seem to go away. I always like to have a good cup of water, do a couple stretches, try and get all those nerves out. But they're always going to be there for any driver, really. For a lot of drivers who are even very skilled, have been doing this for a long time. I know in some situations the nerves can get to them. So it's really just channeling that and trying to make sure it doesn't come up during the comp. I know a couple of guys who actually forced themselves to vomit before.
Wow, that's different.
Yeah.
That's not healthy. That's not healthy, I wouldn't say.
I mean, yeah. I could see how it would get rid of the nerves, though.
Yeah.
I can understand the thought process behind it, but I mean, me personally, I would not do it. So
yeah, no, I wouldn't. But it seems to help them, so they do what they do.
Let them be them, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it seems like we're gonna go OMT. The judges have decided for one more time from these two drivers. So I think it came down to their lead runs. I'm not quite sure. I'm not exactly positive, but maybe the both lead runs are really good from both drivers, and both chase runs were could have been better, so maybe that's just what it was. The judges just want to see them clean up the chase runs a little bit and just give them something better to judge off of. That would be my guess. Like I said, not positive on it, but that could be the possibility.
Yeah, you never know. But all I know is that we get to see another battle between these two.
That's exactly right. So we'll see how close Syndrome can keep his car. Whoa. Drone cam freaked out on me a little bit there, but was able to get it back right before they crossed the line on initiation. But Syndrome, with a little bit of a bump there in the first zone, sticking it really close and keeping it close to Wheelman. Not letting him get too far away from him. He definitely doesn't want this to go to OMT again, so great run from both drivers. I can't wait to see what Syndrome can do on his lead run this time around.
Yep, it's definitely, like I say many times, every single comp, it's going to come down to this.
All right, make sure I'm locked on this time so that way there's no more hiccups like that happening. All right, and here we go. They are off. Syndrome in the lead this time. Wheelman in the chase. Syndrome with a big flick into that on initiation. Wheelman dipping 2 tires off track there. Wow, cutting across track. Wheelman really struggling in the chase position this time. But Syndrome so far putting down an absolutely stellar lead line. Really good lead so far here from Syndrome. Could have been a little bit deeper on that outside zone. The last touch and go before the line. But overall, other than that, very impressive run from Syndrome. That's unfortunate for Wheelman struggling like that in the chase.
Yep.
Maybe he just wasn't expecting Syndrome to initiate quite as fast as he did, and just caused him to have to pick up the pace and just kind of threw him for a loop. But judges decided to give it to Syndrome, so he's going to move on. And better luck to Wheelman in the next competition. And then that's going to do it for our first round. We're going to move on to the top 16 here. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back to start the second round. And I just want to say thanks again to everybody that's joined us, and we'll see you guys after the break. All right, guys, we are back, and we're moving on to the top 16 of the round, or of the of the competition. And the first one is going to be Albert against a large pencil. The two at the line now. So this is going to be Albert's first drive of the competition today, and large pencil's second. So we'll see what Albert can do. Good initiation from Albert. Hitting that nose clip almost perfectly. Large pencil being really aggressive in the chase position right now. Albert filling out all the zones the way he needs to be. Also in the 400Z today. Lots of guys choosing that car for the competition today.
Definitely very good chase there from Pencil. Pretty much everything we want to see there.
Yeah.
Also, really good lead run from Albert. Maybe not getting out all the way to a lot of the zones, but overall not too bad. Yeah,
it was definitely a good lead there from Albert. Pencil could have cleaned up his chase run a little bit, but overall not a bad run at all from either driver. I'm gonna try to get the drone cam a little bit above for the judges to see better. Large pencil missing that first zone on initiation, the first touch and go. Let's see if he's able to fill out the rest of the zones here around the rest of the track. Doing good so far. A little bit off track, a little bit over the line there in that fourth outside zone. Good through that touch and go there, and Albert staying pretty close by to him the whole duration of the track. So gonna be an interesting call. I don't really know which way it's gonna go, to be completely honest. I think it could go either way.
Yeah, could also see it one more time. Who knows? First one more time in the top 16.
Yeah, I agree. Driver's over here doing some donuts.
Do you remember back at Rockingham when I tried doing a lap in a Fiat 500?
Yeah. All right, and the judges gave it to Albert, so he's going to move on to the Grade 8. And up next we have the other Albert against Sync Silo, so we very well could see two Alberts go head-to-head again in this competition as well. All right, Albert with a big flick on initiation, leaving Sync Silo a little bit after initiation, but Sync Silo doing his best to catch up here. Albert could have been a little bit deeper on that zone there. Still putting down a really good lead line so far. Sync Silo pretty much staying right where he's at in proximity. Just couldn't catch Albert enough to be right up as close as we'd like to see him, but was still close enough to make it a pretty decent battle. Albert's still going to have to put down a really good chase run here on his end to sway the judges his way.
Yep, definitely. Albert has a lot of area to work with. Sync Silo didn't really have that great of a chase. Left a lot to be desired, but you know, anything can happen. We've seen mishaps happen again and again, so never know.
That's exactly right. But here we go. They're off for their second run of their battle. Sync Silo in the lead now. He initiates. Really good through that inside clip there. A little shallow there. Missed that zone completely. Albert sucking it up tight. Let's see how close he can get after this last transition. Is he going to catch Sync Silo and get right up on his door? No, he is not. So both drivers could have been a little closer across the line. Yep. But overall, I would say good battles from both those drivers.
Oh, absolutely. You know, even though Albert didn't have a lot of proximity, he still was there a little bit more than Sync Silo was. He, in fact, was actually hitting the zones that Sync Silo didn't.
Yes, he was in his chase run. Yeah, the Sink Silo missed a couple zones that Albert actually filled out in his chase. So
Yep.
that's ideally what you want to do as a chase driver. You know, even if the lead driver's missing them, you still want to hit them.
Yep.
So you wanna match or better the lead driver's line. So I think Albert definitely did that.
We could very well see another Albert on Albert battle.
We could. That is 100% a possibility for today. So, would it be the first time? I know it happened the last competition as well. So, Albert doing some donuts here around Sink Silo. We'll wait for the judges to get back to us. Got some other drivers over there doing donuts as well. That S14 is so rowdy.
Yep. It's definitely a
Oh,
car that I don't.
it's even when it used to be the ADTD. That name is such a tongue twister. Even when it was the ADDT cars, that thing used to be so loud. It just used to rip eardrums out when you hit the middle.
Yep, we used to run the ATDT pack when ADL first started. Thankfully now we have our own car pack, but yeah, we were running the ATDT cars for a little while, one of our sponsors, and they seem to be, everybody really enjoyed the ATDT pack, you know, and I still enjoy driving them every now and then, but there is, you know, big differences between the ADL pack and the ATDT pack, so.
Yep.
But they still feel good.
Yeah, 100%.
Man, judges are really deliberating on this one. Oh, and they gave it to Albert, so we are going to see an Albert on Albert battle
on Albert.
again.
Oh man. Well.
All right, up next we're going to have Tyler against 50 Shades of Cray.
Yeah, Tyler, another one of those drivers that did really good at car packs last event. So he has a lot to show today.
Yeah, he is going against a really good driver here, so he's going to have to definitely perform well. So we'll see what Tyler's able to do and 50 Shades is able to do. Tyler with a really good initiation, missing that outside zone a little bit there. Filling out these two zones very nicely though. And Cray getting really close, falling back a little bit now, but was for momentarily getting very close there to Tyler. Very good runs from both drivers.
Not bad by either one of the drivers.
No, Tyler, another one of the competitors that I wish he could compete more than he does because he is a really good driver. And I just enjoy watching him drive. He's really, really, really good. I think his first competition ever with ADL was at Sunday sessions, but and ever since then he's just been on the radar. He's definitely has a win in his future, that's for sure. And 50 Shades really wide out into that second touch and go. Hitting all the zones perfectly right now, 50 Shades is. And Tyler getting really close to him, but falling back again like everybody does. Tyler second up close to 50 Shades across the line. Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
Is right.
I am not mad at either one of those runs. It's going to be really hard to decide, though, as a judge on who exactly the winner was. So we will probably be sitting here waiting for a while for them to come back and make a decision.
Yep, definitely very.
Never know. It could be one of our first one more times.
Could very well be.
It could be. Tyler has some fans in the chat right now. He's got some friends in there cheering him on.
Love to see it.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. I love seeing friends and family and all that come in and vote for, you know, cheer on their friends and stuff. So that's really cool to see. It's almost like a real life event when you go out to go, you know, support your friends or family or whoever, your favorite driver, whatever it may be.
Yep.
Judges definitely have their work cut out for them for this battle here.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's another one of those things that one of those things that I just love bringing back to. I am glad I am not a judge because
Yes.
I couldn't.
I am very happy I'm not a judge. I was the judge in yesterday's SDC comp, and I'm gonna say I enjoyed judging, but I don't enjoy judging.
Yeah, no, it's fun.
I'm
It's
glad I
fun.
get to watch the whole competition, but I don't like being in the judging seat.
Yep. Personally, I like to make the judges' lives easy whenever I drive.
Yeah, I do too. That's why I just put it right to the wall
if you
every
muck
time.
up,
Yep, exactly.
muck up good. if you crash, make it look spectacular.
Yeah, you better go out with glory.
Oh, man.
Yeah, this call is gonna take some time. That is for sure.
Yep.
Good thing though, because the drone cam just froze on me. So there we go. It unfrozen now. I don't like when it does that. I don't know why it does it. It just randomly wants to just freeze on me sometimes. So it's really weird. I gotta unplug my controller and plug my controller back in, which is odd. I don't understand it.
I'll tell you what though, SDC comp yesterday was a ton of fun.
It was. I definitely enjoyed watching all the drivers. Actually, they used a pack that I've never really used before. They used the Fumi pack, so it was definitely an interesting comp. I like the cars. You know, they took a minute to get used to, but I like the cars. I didn't like them at first. I'm not even gonna lie, but after some tuning and everything, they felt a lot better.
Oh yeah.
But the judges came back and they gave the win to 50 Shades for that battle, so he will move on, and Tyler is going to be eliminated, unfortunately. Hate to see it. Like I said, I'd like to see a win in that man's future at some point here at ADL, and he's definitely capable of it. So up next, we got Cage Jones against Riley.
Yep. Yeah, Riley, another one of those drivers that I hate to be paired up against.
Oh yeah, I would not want to compete against Riley.
There's a lot of drivers in ADL that if I see them next to my name, I already know it's over. They're just ADL has such talented drivers and such a large roster of them that it's every battle is a spectacular battle.
I would have to agree. I mean, I can definitely hold my own against a lot of guys, but there's some drivers here at ADL that I would not want to compete against, and Riley is definitely one of them. Riley looking like he has a lot more grip in that S14 than Cage has in the GT86. Riley keeping it really tight to him. It looked like Riley might have struggled a little bit in the first section of the track, though. And fell back a little bit and had to catch up. But I mean, he definitely got right up close to him, you know, before the line. But it's odd to see from Riley in the chase position. You know, normally he is right there against the lead car, so hate to see it.
Yeah, sometimes it's just tough to judge how the lead car is going to take it. You know?
It is.
So
you know, and if you have more grip than the guy that you're chasing, then you know it's really hard to stay there, you know, and not straighten up or anything like that. So, but there was contact made early on in the track, and Cage now trying to find his way back up to Riley's door. All right, both drivers though making it across the line, and that is what we love to see. You know, the judges wanted me to stay overhead like I'm trying to do, but they might just have to deal with the way the drone cam goes, because when I do it that way, some of the drivers just tend to fall out of frame. So
yeah,
I don't think we're going to be able to keep doing it that way, unfortunately for the judges. But you know, it is what it is. They're gonna have to just know where the cars are at, how deep the cars are in the zones and stuff like that. If it's not quite in view, but I know being directly overhead like that it's eventually going to cause a problem. One of the cars is going to be completely out of frame, and you're not going to have anything to judge off of for that car. So that's definitely not going to be good if that is to happen.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll do what I can on my end, but they might have to just deal with it the way that I was doing it beforehand, unfortunately.
Yep. Just try to make the best of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely very good chase by Riley. I'm not gonna lie, that's what we love to see. Almost like he has a magnet on his front fender right there. Just it's almost every battle we see with Riley, like he's always right there. Usually, you're not always the first one. The first one was he kept back a little bit, Personally, I would, especially for the first ones, first couple of runs, because you just got to get a feel for what each driver does. Because every car is different. Each one has different grip levels. Each one has the angle that they can throw into each different turn. So, but Riley definitely adapts well to that. I'll definitely say Cage Jones, if he didn't have that early contact, he definitely could have done the same exact thing.
Oh yeah, you could tell just in his 2 runs that he's a good driver, and like you said, if it wasn't for that contact at the beginning of the track, that I think he would have stayed right there with him as well. Mm-hmm. But I mean, Riley also had a bobble in his chase lead or his chase run as well. Falling back a little bit and having to catch back up. But I do think that he did a little bit better of a job than Cage did on his catch up. So we'll have to see what the judges say. Could go OMT, like I just was about to say. That's what they called it. They said OMT. So that is what it's going to be. We're going to go one more time with these 2 drivers, and hopefully we'll see some really good chase runs from both of them now this time, kind of having a better feeling of how each one drives. So,
yep, definitely one more time that I am not upset about.
No, not even in the slightest bit. I love watching good drivers compete. I can do it all day, to be completely honest.
Oh yeah, I love being up here in the commentary booth. Just get to watch all these great runs.
Oh yeah, I mean I'd like to compete every now and then, but I definitely enjoy watching all the runs as well. So
definitely.
All right, Riley's sticking it really close to Cage this time. Cage putting down a really good lead run. Oh, going a little bit off track there, going over that yellow line. Not quite off track, but there as well. All right. Very good chase run there on Riley's end. Good lead run also from Cage. Might have went a little wide in a couple of the zones, but hey, that's how you know he's trying. He's trying to come out here and put on the best show he can. And that's exactly what we want.
It's what you love to see. It's what the fans love to see.
That's exactly right. That's why we watch this stuff. All right, here we go. Let's see if Cage can keep it tight this time in his battle. Oh, bumping Riley. Oh, huge mistake there. Gonna be interesting. Both drivers still gonna finish out their runs, but it's gonna judges definitely have their work cut out for him, deciding what that's gonna be. Whose fault it was. Did Riley come too far over? Did Cage just not give him the room? I think I know, but gonna be interesting for the judging. That's for sure.
Yeah, it definitely looked like Cage didn't give him enough room.
Yeah, he was just getting a little bit too aggressive.
Yeah.
Trying to be too close to him. Because he knows that Riley was right there with him, so can't really blame him. Yeah, he can't really blame him for going aggressive. He had to at the end of the day. So, yep. And the judges decided to go Riley, so he will move on to the grade 8, and Cage Jones will be eliminated.
Yeah, you hate to see it. 2 great drivers like that. You see it a lot where 2 great drivers go up against each other and just one has to get knocked out early. You hate to see it because Cage is he's a really great driver, and he could have gone I would say he could have gone farther in this event, but that's just the way it is. Sometimes you get paired up with you get your Matt Field, Frederick Osbo battles in the top 16. But you'd love to see him battle it out in the final. But
yeah, and we got 3 more battles left in the top 16. We have a bye run, unfortunately. One of our drivers had to go take care of something, so he isn't going to be here for the rest of the competition. But we're going to have 3 more battles left in the top 16 before we move on to the grade 8. And then after that will be the final 4, obviously, and the semifinals and the 3rd place match and the finals. So very interesting, or very excited to see what comes in round 3. The bracket is already filling up with for the grade 8. The names in the bracket for that round is going to be very, very, very heated, and I can't wait to see what the battles are going to be like in that round. So
yep. Ronnie Flatt's getting another bye. Unfortunately, with Major Penis not being able to be here today.
Yes, that is very unfortunate.
He's gotten something I always wish I could have got, was a nice easy breezy walk to the grade 8.
Yeah, Ronnie Slides has had 2 byes so far. Just kind of crazy how it worked out for him that way. But yeah, he's made his way to the grade 8 without even having to touch his wheel. So
yeah. I know that's how I got my first top 16 with SDC yesterday. I got the first round bye. I was grateful for it, just nerves got to me. I was having to go up against Fumi himself, the creator of the car pack. So I was at a slight disadvantage, but nerves just took over, and we all know how that goes. So.
Yeah, and nerves will definitely get to you. I've only competed in a handful of comps, and I was very nervous each run, so I definitely know what it's like. That's for sure.
Yeah,
and it can be a make or break situation. Go ahead,
Curry.
Curry.
It was the Road Atlanta comp, because I went to the Road Atlanta comp, obviously, first comp, youngest driver there, and I went full out and top 16 then against Cream, one of the best drivers that was at that comp. I think he got to the top 8, I think it was. I don't remember exactly what he placed, but I managed to get one more time with him, and my nerves just went, especially when my steering wheel came loose on the downhill. The steering wheel was literally coming out of my hands when I'm driving.
Yeah, I remember that. That was actually our second competition we ever hosted, was at Road Atlanta. And first one was at E-Town, second one was at Road Atlanta, and I'll tell you this much.
Now?
Yeah, Ebisu was after that. It was definitely a huge step up from our first competition. I know we only had like 12 drivers for our first competition we ever did, and then Road Atlanta was just completely packed.
You were able to do qualification. I remember the night before we were doing our practice, and everyone actually lined up comp style.
Yeah.
And then all of us did like I think it was like 20-man train down the server. Like we all just went massive train.
Yeah, and at Road Atlanta, that's a sketchy train there, because you drive back onto the track, where you initiate, and your first. You're sitting them? All right. We're going to move on to the last 6 drivers of the top 16. And before you know it, we'll be in the grade 8. Be on to some very, very, very good battles here very shortly. These 2 drivers here, though, I know Brett is... Yeah? You remember what, Curry?
Oh yeah, sorry. I remember at Ebisu, I had done bucket loads of practice, and then I went to a car show that day and had heat stroke literally as I went up to the line.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. All right, but here we go. We have Salty Nutter against Bread. This is Salty Nutter's first drive today. Oh, it might look like he's straight in there. Oh, go way off track there.
Oh man.
That Mustang can definitely be a handful from, you know, what we're seeing right now. The Mustang is 100% not the easiest car to drive, but once you build that connection to it, it can be your best friend. I know that the guy Major who had to unfortunately leave, that is his go-to car, and he is able to manipulate that car in ways that I'm able to do with the GT86, and you know, it's just crazy seeing him maneuver that big boat around, you know, the way that he does. So
yeah,
but it's a good car if you can get the hang of it. So
definitely.
All right, Bread now in the lead position, and Sadie Nutter is in chase. We'll see what these drivers can do for their second run. Bread with a massive flick on initiation. Really good. Oh, and Sadie Nutter hitting the wall. That's going to be an incomplete for him, unfortunately. But Bread putting down a tremendous lead line here. Also a driver that you're going to have to watch out for later on in the competition. I know that in the very first competition I ever seen him drive in was at STC. He actually finished first, so... All right, let's go back to the pits, Bread. Thank you, sir.
He's going to take the nice, long, and slow road.
Still kind of fun. When I first tried doing this track, I tried drifting the massive oval on the way back. It's just impossible. The amount of incline that is.
Oh, yeah. Daytona Super Speedway, one of the greatest tracks, I would say, on the NASCAR calendar. Definitely makes for great racing. I love it. And actually, a little fun fact here, since I haven't given one. During Hurricane Katrina, the waters actually got all the way up to that top bank, flooding the entire track.
Oh,
that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, a little bit of fun fact.
fact of the day. The more you know.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I'm not quite sure who's in the S14. I didn't check the name before they started, but filling out those zones perfectly. Taryn in the S15, not doing a bad job in the chase position at all so far. Could be a little bit closer, but mimicking his angle perfectly. The transitions, falling back a little bit there, putting on a little bit too much angle and falling back. That's unfortunate.
Yep, yeah, I hate to see it. You know, he was so close on Rambo's door there. He was putting together a really good chase.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, it's just those little slip-ups, you know, they'll get you.
Oh, yeah.
So you're not ready for them.
Yep, just a little bit too much left foot brake, and next thing you know, you're 5 car lengths back behind the lead driver, so...
Yep.
Very unfortunate, but Rambo definitely with a really good lead run there on his end. We'll see what Taryn can do in his lead. All right, here we go. Taryn initiates. Filling out that first zone pretty well. Hitting that nose clip really well is also, but Rambo's sticking it really close and keeping it close. Rambo missing that outside zone there. Not quite filling it out. Well, missing it completely, actually. But keeping it close to Taryn, not letting him leave his side. And pretty much stayed with him all the way around the track, Rambo did. Wow. What a good run from both drivers there. You know, in order to put a chase down like that, you got to have a good lead. So, props to both drivers.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Even through that, Taryn kind of got it a little low angle there, just trying to make it out to that zone, make sure he could hold on to it. But Rambo was right there, matching the same angle. And that's just impressive to me.
Yeah, Rambo, like I always say, man, Rambo is a very, very good driver. And, you know, he can't ever put it past him because he's just a really good driver. You know, if you're gonna go against him, then you're definitely gonna have to put one of your best runs down against him, you know, to take him out. So
really talented both drivers.
Oh yeah, for sure. Any driver here and these rounds from now on are all going to be talented.
Mm-hmm.
you got to be in order to, unless mistakes happen, because they do happen. So, but for the most part, everybody I would say here is talented. You join into a competition when you're confident in your ability and stuff like that. So, I don't think people would join into a competition if they weren't confident that they'd be able to perform well. Maybe just to get a feeling of the competition and everything like that, I can understand as well. But for the most part, most guys that join, they're pretty decent drivers.
Yeah.
And
I know. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that Rambo got that one. The judges just got back to me, and Rambo took the win on that one. So better luck next time, Taryn, if you're watching.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I know with a lot of comps, I try to join them, even if I'm not too used to the track. Just because I've been drifting since October, which really isn't that far along. So I really just need to get that experience, and that's what a lot of these drivers have is experience, and that's what makes them so great. But definitely a lot of these drivers, some of them can just come out to a track and learn it in 3 runs, and I don't get that. I don't get how they do that. It is absolutely
this track here took me, probably like 15, 20 laps or so to kind of really get the hang of it, and fill all the zones completely and everything. But some guys, they can just come out and, not know the track at all and just completely throw down heaters. It's crazy. All right, Mike and Syndrome now. Mike in the Supra and Syndrome in the GT86. Mike missing that zone, it looked like a little bit. He might have got a tire into it, but Syndrome sticking it really close, staying right with Mike. Gonna fall back a little bit there. I knew it was gonna happen. I heard him get off throttle and just fell back off Mike a little bit, but up until that point, really good run there from Syndrome and Mike as well. But I'm all about the chases. That's what I like to see. I mean, good lead runs are good, but I like to see good chase runs, and that's exactly what Syndrome did there.
Absolutely.
Syndrome actually has a YouTube channel, and I went and watched some of his videos, and he was driving a mini car, like not a kart or anything like that. It was a miniature car, and it was hilarious to watch, but it was super fast. It was crazy. But Syndrome going off track on initiation. I honestly don't know what happened there. That was very odd. He's the first driver I've ever seen to do that, so very unfortunate there on Syndrome's end. Maybe he just had a lag or something that we weren't able to see. But he definitely put 4 tires off track, and that is going to be an incomplete for Syndrome, unfortunately. But I would really love to know what happened there. Maybe he just threw too much angle, slowed down a little bit too much on initiation or something. I don't quite know, but it's definitely odd to see.
And it's definitely something you hate to see too. He had such a good chase run. There was really nothing stopping him from being able to head on to the next round. But just lady luck not on your side. Anything can happen. That's just the way it is.
Yep, I mean that is. There's like I said, that was just very odd to see. I didn't think we were going to see that today. Of all things, but I thought, to be honest, I thought there was going to be more guys into that first wall than we've seen. There's only been the one incident with the wall today, and I just really thought we were going to see more drivers go into the wall today, because that initiation, you got to initiate really quick and, just go in full send. So, but just shows the level of talent that's out here in the field today.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, me and Curry were talking about that. It being the one obstacle on the track, it may fall into play, but no, we've seen the complete opposite. A lot of drivers with a lot of composure and just being able to hit those zones around there, not really being fazed by it. And it's great to see, because it just shows you how talented these drivers really are.
Yeah, I mean, it does. These guys, they come out here and they practice for, a whole week and put in as many hours as they possibly can before the competition comes, so they're well prepared, that's for sure. But Mike got the win on that one against Syndrome, which, you know, we would have assumed. That's a very unfortunate. But now it's the grade 8. We're going to move on to the grade 8. We're going to take one more last commercial break here to let the last 8 drivers come in and get some practice in. And then I do believe that we are going to just go straight to the end of the competition after that. So enjoy this last commercial break, guys. Again, this commercial was made by one of our members. I really enjoy it. I hope you guys do. We wanted a nice one to send off for the end of the season or end of the year, for the last competition of the year. So anyway, thank you guys again for joining us, and we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. Thanks.
profile pic. What the fuck?
Yeah. All right, guys, we are back. We are in the top, or the grade 8, and like I said before, we're just going to go ahead and continue out all the way to the end of the run here, and or all the way to the end of the competition here. So we're going to go through the grade 8, and then semifinals, and then third place, and then finals. And then our first battle is going to be Albert against Albert, and then after that will be 50 Shades of Grey against Riley, then Brad against Rambo, and then Ronnie Slides against Mike. Very good battles coming up in this round, so I am excited to see what is to manifest in this round here.
No?
So we have regular Albert and the 400Z, and we have DMDS Albert and the S14 here. And they are getting ready to send it for their first battle, or the first run of their battle. All right, and here we go. They are off. Let's see what these boys are able to do. Albert initiates. The 400Z filling out, hitting the zones just like he should be. The S14 sticking really close with him. Oh, the 400Z floating a little bit inside there, but making his way back out there with a tire drop also. The S14, though, sticking right close with him, even through the little mistakes that was made, did not let him leave his side. Very good runs from both drivers.
Very good.
Very good runs from both Alberts.
Yep. You know, realistically, I think Albert can take this.
Oh yeah, it's 100% Alberts all day.
Oh yeah.
100%.
I hate being biased, but man,
Yeah.
Albert has this in the bag.
Yeah.
We should literally name them like Thing 1, Thing 2. Albert 1, Albert 2.
All right, here we go. S14 initiates. Hit that outside zone pretty good. Could have been a little deeper on it, but it filled out the nose clip and that touch and go very well. S14 filling out all the zones perfectly. 400Z sticking close with him, though. Kind of almost like a mimic run, except for the one tire drop. The 400Z falling a little bit back behind right before the line, but all is good. And very, very good runs from... Whoa. From both of those drivers.
It seems like on Outer Clip 6, S14 Albert seemed to have dropped either a wheel or his bumper just gone over the line. I couldn't really tell from up here. But yeah. Yeah, we should literally name we should name Albert 14 and Albert 400 just because of their cars.
That would make things a lot more convenient.
Yeah, it absolutely would. That's why I was just calling them by their cars, because if I kept saying Albert, people would be like, which one? So...
Albert takes the win! Both of them saying
Exactly right. Alright, let's hope the judges actually send the full name of the Albert that wins, though.
God.
Okay, they did. And DMDS Albert is the one that got the win on that one. So the S14 Albert is the one that won. Better luck to the other Albert in the next competition. Hope to see you back, man. You did impressive driving today, that is for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And up next is going to be a really good battle here. It is going to be 50 Shades of Grey against Riley.
Oh, man.
Mike, if you're listening, stop driving while the other guys are going, please. I would really appreciate that. We don't want anybody else moving while the guys are driving. And he's not paying attention.
Hold on, I'll go.
No, we'll see how long this delay is. We'll see now.
Hold on, I'll go pop them.
There we go.
Alright, he stopped.
That delay
It's
is
okay.
so bad.
Alright, 50 Shades initiates. Hitting the first few zones just like he should. Riley sticking it close to him, though. Not letting him go anywhere. And Riley, he's most likely going to suck it up real tight here right across the line. And he does. Craig could have been a little deeper in that last outside zone. But overall, really good run there from Cray and from Riley. righty then. And that will be Riley's lead and 50 Shades in the chase. And if you guys aren't aware, be sure to go follow Riley on Instagram. He makes some really good Assetto Corsa drift clips for Instagram. It's at riley.drift on Insta, and you won't regret it. He makes really good content. I would go follow him for sure. All right, Riley with a huge flick. 50 Shades having to cut that first clip to catch up to Riley here. But sticking it close to him and staying with him. Little mini surges from Cray here to stick close with Riley. Riley, though, with a really good lead run. That was at least a 90-point lead run there on Riley's end. Very good driving from both drivers today.
Very nice work by both drivers. Definitely almost like the same run played back to back. You know, both drivers are really talented. You know.
Yeah, I would say that.
Very similar drive styles.
Yeah, for sure. And it's crazy too because these cars are completely different. And as far as like feel, like the 400Z has like a more loose feel, where the S14 is super stiff, and you really got to like put it where you want it to be. Whereas the 400Z, you can kind of just float it to where you want it to be. But yeah, very good.
You never know. They might have taken some advice off of each other, just made the exact same suspension setup on the two different cars.
They could have.
No, very well.
I know that these drivers, they definitely come in here and practice with each other a lot, and it's like a competition, you know, to see who can put down the fastest lap and get like the most grip in their car, you know, and then whoever ends up hitting like peak grip for the track. It's kind of funny watching all the other drivers adding more grip into their car to be able to keep up with that driver. So
yeah, I knew that was a huge realm of like controversy with car packs. The RX-7 just seemed to have the most grip out of all the cars, so everyone was like rushing to try and see how much grip they can put in all the others.
Yeah, that's exactly how it was. And that's actually surprising. I'm surprised there hasn't been anybody using the FC here today. That probably would have been a pretty good car for this track. Granted, you can't throw a whole lot of angle with it, but that car probably would have been really fast around this track, to be completely honest. So
that's one thing that I noticed with the M80. It feels good in transitions, but you just cannot run the like if you're used to like the Supra, for example, you would not like the FC. That's what I've noticed with it.
Yeah, I know that I had my little stint there with the FC, and it was my go-to car for a little while. And then, you know, I found we started running tracks where you had to have like pretty much more angle, like less speed, more angle, and the FC just isn't built for it. You know, it's one of them cars that needs to be ran at not quite as much angle and high speed. So
yeah, I know when I look for a car, I want it to be the most unique one out of any of them. Even if I can't drive it, I'll make it work.
Evo.
I like being the unique one. That's why you saw me with the Evo at Oman. You know, no one else was driving it, so I was like, you know what, I'll do it. Even though it probably wasn't the best car.
I was one of the OGs,
you know?
for the Evo when it used to blow up. Do you remember those early days, Shift, when the first version of that car pack, we were on Absolute West, I think, and everyone tried the Evo and it blew up if you hit limited too much.
yeah, I had to turn damage off.
It was built like an SR20, for God's sake. But then
yeah,
I actually used
did
it
not
for
like
the comp.
limiter.
I remember blowing up my engine mid-run and somehow still managed to finish it with a blown engine.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's why I love the Evo and the S4 so much. No one drives them, so.
Yeah, not very many people drive them. Also the 190. No, I haven't seen really anybody drive the 190.
I don't like Mercedes, so I'm not gonna touch that
Same
car.
here. BMW is just, you know, it's just a bit better.
That's just a little bit better.
There used to be an E36 in this pack, but obviously you said that it was like never touching the floor or something like that, and it just never had any grip.
Yeah, for some reason the tires were not touching the pavement, and it aggravated me. So I adjusted the model and fixed it and everything, and now it works, you know, and it's actually like on the ground. We just never added it back into the pack because we already have 15 cars in there now. So
Even it out, make it 16.
We might you know, we're in the process now of making some additional car packs, and that's probably going to be one of the ones that is brought back. You know, if you remember correctly too, we also had an RX-8 that was in the pack at release as well.
Yes, the Rocket Bunny one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Oh well, styled like the Rocket Bunny.
Yeah, it's definitely had a really unique body kit on it, that is for sure.
Some reason that thing kind of reminded me of the same way it feels like the Evo. The Evo felt very similar to that thing, in my opinion. Like it just had a lot of front end grip and just didn't feel very fast in the rear.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yep.
And as I realized, we've been talking for a very long time with no decision yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have been.
Yeah.
We've just kind of been BSing. And
Yeah.
oh, okay, they just sent it, and they ended up giving it to Riley. So Riley moves on, and I'm assuming that all came down to 50 Shades initiation because both runs were pretty much mimic runs, except for the initiation. Riley was pretty much right there on him, and 50 Shades had to pretty much cut that entire first clip to catch up to Riley. So
yeah, you can definitely tell the judges were trying not to bring it to it one more time if they didn't have to.
That's exactly right.
You respect it, you know. Try and limit those.
That's right. But now we got Bread and Rambo for this battle here.
Another great battle.
This is
going to be a good battle.
This is going to be good. It's just going to be very sad.
Boy.
It's going to be sad seeing both. It's really good drivers here, but it's going to be sad to see one of them go.
Yeah, it is. But they both can't move on. Bread with a really big flick. Didn't lose Rambo at all, though. Bread hitting that limiter and that Supra. Wow, Rambo literally touching his front fender with his... Wow, Rambo putting it right on him across the line. And that
is one of the closest I think we've ever seen.
I think that probably was the closest battle that we've seen. Well, closest proximity we've seen all day today. You know, like I said earlier, Rambo is a super aggressive driver. He wants to be inside your door at all times, so... But we'll see what Brett can do. We'll see if Brett can keep that proximity like Rambo did. Rambo with a big flick on initiation, hitting that inside clip perfectly. Brett tipping 2 tires off track there on that nose clip. Rambo filling out all the zones nearly to perfection here. Brett bumping Rambo. Brett with a bump, and I don't know if that was...
I mean, I don't know if it's because of my view, but it didn't seem like Brett hit him that much for it to knock Rambo that far off track.
That's a hard call to decide though, because that was right where that touch and go was. So it was, if he would have pushed him just a little bit wide, then he would have been going into the grass and Rambo would have spun anyway. So yeah, or it could be like Albert just said, it was wheel to wheel contact, and that will immediately make you straighten up. So gonna see what the judges have to say. Then I'm sure the judges are gonna watch it back a few times and come up with a call. But yeah, I mean, no matter how you look at it, Brett definitely did make contact with Rambo there. Whether or not Rambo could have held it together and stayed in it, that's
fortunate. You know, it's another one of those things. You hate to see it, but it can always happen.
Yep, it can. Oh
way too
man.
silent.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're gonna be deliberating on this for a good while.
Vroom, how about you give us one of your daily facts?
Oh, another fact. Oh man. Let's see here.
Daytona is in Daytona Beach, Florida. I know that much.
Yeah, that is correct. Proud of being, yep, absolutely.
All right, they gave it to Rambo, so they didn't deliberate quite as long as I thought they were going to, but they gave it to Rambo, so he's going to move on to the final four. Up next is Ronnie Slides against Mike.
One quick little fact. If you look over to the right of the starting gate, you'll see a large area of blue. That is, in fact, a large lagoon that offers a lot of water parks. I don't know why they have it there, but you know, it's fun. You know, I would always appreciate a large body of water in the middle of my racetrack.
Yeah, you can see it. It's right over there.
Yep.
All right, and up next is going to be Ronnie Slides against Mike. This is Ronnie Slides' first battle today. Wasn't able to battle due to all the buys, but we'll see what he's able to do. Really good initiation there from Ronnie, and Mike getting right up on his door. Really aggressive Mike's been all day in that inside clip there. Ronnie Slides, though, putting a really good lead run down so far. Mike looking like he might have dipped a couple tires right there. And Mike sucked it up close here at the right across the line. Mike, though, with some minor corrections and errors there in his chase run.
Yep. It just seemed he was trying to get a little too aggressive. You know, this is a side of Mike we haven't been able to see a lot.
Yeah.
He hasn't really always been a super aggressive on your door kind of driver, and it's really a huge shift kind of seeing him drive this way. You know, it could be very beneficial. I know a lot of the great drivers, they're super aggressive on their chase, but you know, sometimes you got to dial it back a bit.
Yeah. All right, Mike with a not so good initiation there this time around.
I think
But
he missed clip one, did he?
yeah, he did. He's filling out all the rest of these zones though. But Ronnie's sticking close with him. Glad to see Ronnie not having any lag issues here on his end right now. That was a big problem for him earlier, so I'm glad to see that he's actually able to compete and not have any issues.
Yep. Definitely very interesting. Like I said before, this is a side of Mike that we really haven't seen before. I don't know if it's the track or just the more experience he has. Maybe he's a lot more confident in the wheel he has.
Yeah, I was gonna say he just got a new Simucube, so.
Yep, and his past wheel always used to give him force feedback trouble. So maybe he's a lot more tuned in with that new wheel, and it's great to see because you know in these comps, you know, you gotta get aggressive a lot of the time. Like with drivers like Riley, Bread, like Rambo, all very aggressive drivers in the chase, and that's what makes them so great. So it's great to see him finally being able to be confident in that car. But sometimes, you know, it's a little bit too much. You gotta dial it back.
Yeah, I agree with you. It is good to see him being more aggressive and you know, wanting it more, and you know, like he even said, being more confident in the car and the wheels. So, you know, this just shows right there, you know, what getting a better wheel will do for you.
Yeah. I don't know. I love my little Logitech. He's gonna be by my side for a long time.
Mike said, "I'm a G." Mike, you are a G.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Another one of those Team Purple drivers. You know, very talented group of guys. You know, definitely love to see him compete.
It seems like Mike seems to be the top G.
All right. They gave it to Ronnie. They gave it to Ronnie for the win, so Ronnie will move on to the semifinals. And it will be DMDS Albert against Riley, and then Ronnie against Rambo. And then, obviously the winner of those will depict the third place battle and the finals. So,
I would
but
really
definitely
love to see Riley get a event win here. I know it's been a long while. Does he have a win in ADL?
I don't know. I don't think that he does, but I could also be wrong. I know that he has like a third or second place. He has a podium, but I'm not sure if he's ever had a win yet. Unfortunately, but it would be killer to see him get a win here. He definitely has his work cut out for him against Albert, and then whoever wins the next battle is for after them. They are definitely gonna have he's gonna have his work cut out against them too. But he's definitely capable of it. So
oh yeah, and it'd definitely be good to see. I know he's a very good driver. I know he works very hard. It'd be great to have him get an event win before the end of the year.
Yes, and he's another one of them drivers that upgraded his wheel to a Simucube. He came from a Fanatec belt-driven wheel to I'm not quite sure. I think it was a CSL or not. I don't know which wheel he came from, but I know he came from Fanatec and he went to Simucube just now. And he said that he noticed his ability improve. So, but definitely going to be interesting to see these last few battles here. We'll see what Albert and Riley have in store for us as Albert initiates really quick. Lots of angle from and Albert put into the wall. A little too aggressive there from Albert, and that might be the nail in the coffin for Albert, knowing that he's going against Riley. You never know, though. Riley might, because Riley don't like to win like that, so Riley might also just put it right into the wall right now and be like, I don't want to win like that. So, be interesting to see.
Oh, man.
Oh,
it's always interesting when drivers generally do not agree with winning like that, and you just see them. Like, you never know, they might not even steer, they might just go straight.
Yeah, well, it looks like Riley's gonna go ahead and do his run here. He initiated, made it past the wall there. Albert getting super close to Riley, even giving him a little bump there. Not affecting Riley too much, though. And Albert trying to catch back up to him right across the line. Fell back a little bit after he caught up, but no worries. No big deal.
You hate to see a battle go that way, especially in the semifinals this close to the end. You hate to see battles like just happen like that, but so it's just how it is. And once again, anything and everything can happen.
Yeah. Somebody in chat said, his name is Dude, my name is Debo. He said, Riley better win because he barely beat me. LOL. Well, I don't want to count my chickens too early. Like I said, I don't like to give votes before because I'm not a judge. Oh, okay, so they did give it to Riley. So Riley will move on to the finals.
Ooh.
But Albert still has a chance to get a third place here, so Albert will move on to the bronze place match, and Riley will move on to the finals bracket. I know that's going to be good to feel for him.
Yep. And now we have another great battle here. Battle of the S15s. Nope, that's an S14. My apologies. Battle of the S chassis. We'll just throw it on that way.
Yeah, we got Rambo against Ronnie Slides here. Ronnie Slides, like I said, his last battle was his first one of the day, and he definitely put on an impressive display. So we'll see what he can do here, and they're going to do a restart because Rambo bumped the cones.
Those cones are so vicious, bro.
They are. Their cones, well, they got hands, man. They'll bite you. Makes you just want to drop a flying elbow on them things. All right. Well, here we go for their reset. Rambo against Ronnie. We all know Ronnie is definitely going to have to put it on Rambo all the way around the track here because Rambo is going to do just that. So All right, here we go. Rambo with a big flick initiation, but Ronnie right there with him, staying right close to him on initiation. Ronnie sucking it up tight here on the slow part of the track. Rambo so far being really clean around this track so far. Pulling away from Ronnie just a little bit there right before the line. Wow, what a run from both the drivers. That was awesome.
Ronnie knows what he has to do, and he executed pretty well right there. He knows that Rambo's going to be on his door as much as the next guy, and he has to do exactly the same. So it's really that confidence. It's important to have.
It definitely is. And it turns out the dude named Debo in the chat, that's actually 50 Shades, so... But yeah, he did barely beat you. You know, I'm surprised that you're able to drive the way that you are after taking so long of a break, man. That's very impressive. I don't know how long of a break you took, I just know from what I'm hearing, so... But, definitely a good driver. Glad you're here, man. Hope to see you in some more comps. All right.
Some say it's like riding a bike.
Yeah, I mean it's muscle memory at the end of the day. So, but here we go. Ronnie in the lead now in the S15. Rambo in the chase. Ronnie with a big flip or big initiation, not a big flick, but a big initiation. Hitting all the zones pretty well. Could have been a little bit deeper there. Following that yellow line almost perfectly. But Rambo's sticking it keeping it really close. Rambo bumping him outside of that nose clip. But Rambo putting it right to him across the line. And that is also going to be another interesting call. Don't know what they're going to call it, to be completely honest. I know that I don't want to have to make a decision on that run. If I did, that would just be an OMT. So...
Yeah, I honestly, I don't even know how to judge that either. You know, I'm pretty good at making on-spot decisions, but yeah, I can't tell. Realistically, I can't tell.
We've got 50 Shades saying it's a Fosberg chase. So we got Ben saying OMT, Albert saying OMT, DMDS, OMT from 50 Shades again, and another Albert one more time.
Yeah, a lot of the fans want it one more time.
A lot of most people, since what seems like everybody drop in chat if you're watching right now what you want it to be. Riley and Ronnie, or Rambo and Ronnie, I'm sorry. You guys drop in chat what you guys want it to be.
Well, we've seen these judges, they have found the littlest things. Hydra is saying it looks like Rambo went 2 tires off on the inner clip 1.
Yeah. You know,
it does also, it's just, we've seen these judges, especially this comp, find the tiniest little things to make it not a one more time.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be, they're going to, you know, deliberate as much as they have to.
yeah.
But, you know, they don't
magnifying
want
glass.
Yeah, they don't want to give it to the wrong person, and they also don't want anybody to feel like they were wronged, so, they're definitely going to do what they have to, but it's going to be hard to call either way. You know what I mean? Both drivers were really, really, really good in both the chase and the lead, so it's a hard call. It's not an easy call.
Yeah. It's definitely great that we have such great judges help on these comps every single time.
I agree with you, Debo. That's a common thing with him. I will honestly say that usually he's not quite matching angle, but he has incredible proximity for the most part. Yes, I agree. Yeah, like Ben said, that's what he does. He shallows a little bit to get the proximity.
Definitely will be interesting.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Oh man.
I love how they're making all these FD references. I don't know anything except for what like Animal Z posts on his YouTube. Like I don't know much about FD.
Oh, man.
Now that I think about it, though, I might as well start watching
certainly
it.
has been. It certainly has. That is, Rambo has definitely had his name talked about more times in ADL than any other driver has. So.
Yeah, definitely. Every
Always-
cop, it seems like his name's been thrown around.
Yes, always controversy around Rambo. I mean, you can't take it from the guy. He can definitely drive, but
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
he definitely does shallow up to get the proximity. That is for certain.
While we're sitting here waiting for another decision, here's another interesting thing. More like a fun thing you can do if you're ever in Daytona Beach. The band shell, which is in this track here, offers they stage a lot of free summer concerts. So if you're ever in Florida near Daytona Beach during the summer, see if you can't catch a couple of free concerts, you know?
Hey, I'm all about if it's for free. if it's for free, it's for me. So I'm all about that. So
100%.
all right, they are definitely taking their time in there.
If you guys in chat haven't realized, every time he does a fun fact, I'm just playing the More You Know theme.
Yeah, I know.
I'll be the audio guy from now on. Like, if anyone says like when Ben said he's a G, I'm literally gonna find the closest thing to the Andrew Tate Top G song. Just.
I definitely like these grandstands. I think I want to put one of these at my tracks.
Yeah, they do look quite
like
realistic, don't they?
Yeah,
It's just all you
I
need
like
now is
that.
some stick figures.
I like this up here. It looks like they probably had these made, but I definitely like them. I'd like to put these at my track. It's taking a shot from the stands right now.
Oh crap! I've only now realized that there's like it's the full track, not just this little section.
Oh yeah, it's the full thing.
Oh yeah.
You can put the GP track from FM7 on here, bro. Like
yeah,
you can race this track.
It's huge. It's
Oh,
huge.
yeah.
Somebody did a really good job on this track. ESDA did really well with this track. I will say that.
I'll tell you what. For our racing league, we should do a Daytona road course. one of
Yeah.
these days.
Bro, I don't. When it was 3 a.m. when I asked what time we should do one of the races, and I was like, oh, let me have a go one of these 3 a.m. Let's get it started.
I know, definitely. Shameless plug. We're gonna be having a rally cross league going.
Oh.
This upcoming year, starting in January. So if anyone wants to be a part of that,
It is.
let me know.
It is really bumpy. 50. I've driven around the track and it is quite bumpy. It's not smooth at all, but definitely looks good from above. That's for sure. And the judges have decided for an OMT, so that is what it's gonna be.
Yeah, I guess they couldn't find any discrepancies or major ones between both runs with the amount of time they took. So
all I know is both drivers are probably going to go a little bit more aggressive this time.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm gonna try and either force a mistake or just have one happen by happen of circumstance. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this goes.
it is, but here we go. Rambo in the lead again and Ronnie in the chase. Rambo with a big flick in the initiation, lots of angle, but Ronnie sticking right there with him. Could definitely have a little bit more proximity. He's gonna need it for sure. Missing that outside zone, Ronnie did. Needs to get that proximity though, because Rambo is gonna be sticking right close with him all the way around the track. S14 just seems like it's a little bit more gripped up than the S15, but good job from both drivers there.
Oh yeah, definitely. It seems like the S14 has been the car of choice for the many.
Yes.
So it definitely goes to show what car really works well here. Not saying that the S15 or any of the other cars are bad. You know, it's just some cars just do better than the others.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I agree with you, Ben. He could have been a little bit closer, but for sure was smooth. That is for certain. All right, here we go. Whoa, and Rambo hitting the wall!
Oh,
Bumping Ronnie,
contact with the
and I
wall.
think that is going to probably...
Oh my! Wow!
Man.
Well, he achieved when we said go out spectacularly.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Oh my! Wow! That is. You hate to see that.
All right, and the judges are giving it to Ronnie, obviously, so he's going to move on to the finals against Riley, and it's going to be the two DMDS boys, Rambo against Albert, for the third place match.
Yep.
Ben said he got excited. I know why you got excited, Ben. I know exactly why you got excited.
Oh man, you hate to see it, but man, if that wasn't a battle for the ages, you know?
Yeah, I mean, so there you have it, guys. Rambo's not a robot. He is human after all.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's not going to take this one home with him, so
Yeah.
he doesn't have.
Not going back to back today.
Yeah, he doesn't have a win, a fourth win here today. So.
Yep. But that just opens the door for a first-time winner for either one of these two guys.
I remember I remember when he won his third one. He was like people in chat were talking like at him, saying Rambo and da da da, and he's like, I don't know who you guys are talking to. My name's Mr. Three Times. All this stuff.
Oh man.
I agree with you, 50. Brad said he's gonna eat up Rambo. We'll see. We'll see. Stick around and compete. But here we go. Rambo against Albert. Both drivers in the S14, and I do believe they're even on the same tune. Albert sent Rambo his tune, so this one should be interesting though because these guys drive together a lot. Rambo bumper to bumper on transition there. Getting really close to Albert through this section. Needs to back off a little bit right about now, like he did. Yep. Albert, though, putting down a really good lead line here. Man, and Rambo just staying real close, bumping Albert across the line. Wow.
Rambo was really forcing that angle through Albert right there.
He was, but I mean, he could have been matching his angle a little bit more, and he wouldn't have been bumping him. He would have just been staying right there. But overall, though, great runs from both drivers. Really good runs. I'm excited to see what Albert is able to do.
Yep, Albert's gonna have to put on an absolute spectacle here if he wants to continue get third place here.
All right, Rambo with a big flick on initiation. Lots of angle there. Albert needs to get that proximity back, and he does. He sucks it right up tight to Rambo there. Needs to maintain that proximity though. Can't let Rambo get too far away from you. And he's letting him just get away from him there a little bit, but he gets right up to him across the line, give him a little bump there.
Man.
Rambo really did, on his chase, really did prove our theory of him just, if you're not doing the same line as him, he will make you do that line.
Yeah, he's a bully. He's definitely a bully.
Yeah. Man.
All right, so now we wait for the judges to pick our third place winner.
Yep, definitely very, very good runs by both drivers. And we're getting a little bit of an encore here. Getting it back to the track again.
Ben said Rambo P3, Riley P1, Ronnie P2. 50 said Rambo's good AF, just not my style. Rambo is good. Like I said, don't take it away from him. He can definitely drive. He can 100% drive.
There's a reason he's a 3-time champ.
I think this is what the judges are like whenever they find I cannot say his name. Who were we just talking about that was bullying?
Oh, Rambo.
This is the judges whenever they see him do a run.
And they did give it to Rambo, so Rambo takes third place. And that probably all came down due to his proximity that he had over Albert.
Yeah.
That's probably literally all it is. But now we have Riley against Ronnie for the last battle here. Let's see if Riley can walk away with his first victory here at ADL as he takes on Ronnie's slides for first place. Ronnie pretty much had the ideal scenario today here in today's comp. He only had to do a couple comps or couple battles.
He only had to do 2 out of the 4. So major props to him. You can't take it away from him though. He did beat some really great drivers.
Oh yeah,
so.
I mean he's in the battle for first place right now, so he definitely earned it. That is for sure. He wouldn't be here if he didn't. So, but we'll see what these drivers can do. Riley in the lead, Ronnie in the chase. Riley with a huge flick into initiation. Had to shallow up a little bit to get out to that outside zone. Just threw a little bit too much angle, I think, on initiation, but you gotta love his aggressiveness. Ronnie bringing it up close. Let's see if he can keep it there. Nope. Riley's gonna walk away from a little bit. Oh, not quite too much, but definitely pulled away from Ronnie a little bit. The S14 definitely seems to have more grip than the S15, so.
Yeah, you can't say anything else but wow. These, I can't wait. I'm speechless. Both these drivers.
Yeah, well, and if I know Riley, I know he's about to be really aggressive in this chase run because he did make that little mistake there on initiation, so we'll see what he's able to do. Ronnie has pretty much been a robot with all his initiations today, the exact same every single time. Riley missing that outside zone there, missing that zone as well. But Ronnie could have been deeper on that zone as well. We'll see what Riley's able to do. Can he get up close to the wall there across the line? He gets a little bit close.
Man, what a turn of events.
Yeah, it really was. I think I have a winner picked out in my head, but we will have to see what the judges say. Yep. But overall, I am very bitch, shut up.
Oh man, you hate to see it, you know. There's everyone kind of had a vision of what Riley was gonna come in here and do, just it looked like he just wasn't all there, and these things just kind of happen,
Yep, I hate to say it, but I definitely think that he didn't bring his best on the finals, unfortunately.
Sadly, and sometimes that's just the way it is. If it was nerves. I wouldn't say he was overconfident. Riley's not the kind of guy to really be in that position.
No, but he's a very humble guy. Riley's a good dude. I really enjoy having him here.
I don't want to go out there and say he was nervous, but that probably was just what it was.
Yeah, it definitely could have been. I think that was his first time in a finals battle, so I could be wrong, but I think that was his first time, and just knowing that you could walk away with a victory probably just just got him a little bit. There's mistakes from both drivers obviously, but it
just goes to show, even at the level that Riley competes at, nerves still get in the way.
Ben said best of 3 since Ronnie started at top 16.
He started at top 8.
Yeah, that's right. He did start at top 8. He got 2 buys. Yeah, he got 2 buys. Yeah, that's for sure.
Oh man!
Can someone say who won again, so I can do stuff that I wanted to do when it was first announced?
Oh, we don't know who won yet. Actually, yeah, we're still waiting for the judges to come back.
I've got something to do when you say who won. I've got something to do. I've got a sound ready.
Okay.
50 Cent could be OMT. It could. Very well could. It
could.
would be. That would be amazing to see, especially this battle.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
it would be nice to see, but at the same time, I don't. I'm not even gonna say it.
Yeah, it would be great to see. Like you said,
The judges are typing. Let's see what they say.
Man.
Let's see what they say. How long does it take to type out a name?
I don't know. I think Ronnie Slides is a pretty long name.
They're not typing anymore.
Oh man.
And drum roll, please. They gave it to Ronnie. Ronnie got the victory today. Ronnie got the victory today. That's really unfortunate for Riley. Good on Ronnie. I would love to see Riley walk away with a victory here today. But hey, congrats to Ronnie. Big props. Big props to all the drivers today, especially all the drivers in the final 8 or the grade 8. It was a great display of driving, and I just love to see close battles like that. And when it's hard to call, it looks like we're gonna get a train going here by all the drivers, is what it's appearing to be. So one final send off here. Ronnie in the lead. Riley. They're going in order. I just noticed that they're going in order of who won. Oh,
all over the place.
Yeah.
Oh man. This is a perfect send-off to an amazing season.
Yeah, it really is. Could have been a better train, but hey, it was a train nonetheless. Yeah. But anyway, before we end this live stream, everybody, I just wanted to say big thanks to all of our sponsors: ATDT, Team Commodore, Team BDB, Atlanta Speedworks. I feel like I'm missing one. If I am, I'm super sorry. But also we're partnered with STC, so shout out to them as well. And then big shout out to Ronnie in first place, Riley in second place, and Rambo in third, and Albert in fourth. But also big shout out to all the drivers today. Good driving, loved the competition today. And also Dubby, who is our affiliate. If you guys would like some energy drinks that are jitterless, then be sure to head over to the Discord, click on the affiliate links tab, and get yourself some Dubby Energy. It's a powder that you mix with water, or really whatever. You can mix it with orange juice, apple juice, doesn't matter. Whatever you want to mix it with. You can even mix it with other energy drinks if you so please to do so. So just don't tell them I did that, because I don't want to be the cause of your heart attack. So
if you want to die, just do that.
Yes, but anyway, I'm gonna leave room. And Curry, do you guys have anything else you want to add to the end of this to send it to one last?
Congrats to all the drivers. I think this was a very fulfilling final comp of the season. Hopefully we bring more skill into next year.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to what is to come next year for sure. There's going to be lots of changes and lots of improvements. So excited about it. Can't wait for it. Vroom, what about you?
This is going to feel heartfelt and stupid, but I just want to thank everyone for helping to close out a great year. All the drivers, I couldn't have asked for anything greater to be a part of. And I'm glad I get to spend my Sundays with you guys.
Man, I'm glad that you get to spend them with us too. This is essentially a big family here. We all support each other. We all want to see each other do good, and that's what we're all here for at the end of the day, is just support each other and show nothing but love. So, but also I want to give a shout out to you as well, for helping me during the very tail end of the season with the commentating and everything, and then
thank you for bringing me on.
Big help, man. It's awesome having somebody else in here with me, so that way I'm not by myself all the time. And also, like he was saying, there's a Assetto Corsa Rally Series, ACRX. If you want to join in some rally racing coming up next year, then be sure to get with us on that. Join the ADL Discord. The link for it is in there. And then also, I'm going to do a shameless plug as well. I also host a racing series for grip racing. If you want to do some grip racing with us, we do it, every 2 weeks or so. We try to do a race. But as you all know, ADL does have our main attention. But we do like to do grip racing every now and then, and I host a set of course of racing series as well. So anyway, we're going to close it out here, and I'm probably going to hop over and give props to the drivers and let them say something, and then we're going to close it out.
Well, actually, the chase versus chase that it's kind of hard because it's such a
Yo,
big fast
boys, we're going to be ending the live stream here. I just wanted to hop over here since it's the last comp of the year. Give a big shout out to Ronnie, Riley, Rambo, Albert for you guys, placing well today, and all the rest of the drivers. And then see if you guys had anything you guys want to say to close out the season and close out the year.
I just want to say thank you for everything so far.
Man.
Obviously, we know that major things are coming for next year. But I want to say thank you to you, everything that you have done so far, everyone else here, all the drivers. I mean, it wouldn't be ADL without the drivers. So I just want to, mad props to all you guys. Now, from event 2 that I joined this to now, all I want to say is that everyone in this league that have been participating, the skill level has improved so much. It's not even funny. Like from where you went to, like I seeing them compete almost every weekend or every other weekend, I can see the improvement on the driving, and it's been phenomenal, man. Like. This is what forced the harder judging to come because they were just too easy for them already, and they keep improving. So I want to say kudos to the drivers, kudos to, you, Chief. Obviously, without you, this wouldn't be happening. So, but, thanks to everyone involved, man. It's been so far an amazing road.
It has been. It's been a really great first year, and I definitely want to say a big thanks to all the drivers too, because like you said, it wouldn't be ADL without the drivers, and even yourself. Big thanks to you as well for everything that you do for us and everything, and you've done just as much as any of us here have, so if not more. So, but what about our winner, Ronnie? You have anything you want to add since you came out the victor and you weren't even able to compete. You almost backed out because of lag issues. So how do you feel now?
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I can't really believe that I took the dub here. But
it's
two amazing first run. The 2 first run were amazing. He was so fast nobody even see him pass.
it really wasn't looking too good. But...
Yeah, but anyway, man, big shout out to you. Riley, what about you in second place, man? What, do you have anything to say? I know you're going to be moving on to Pro Series here not too long, so.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for the year, and wouldn't be where I am without the league, and look forward to future comps. It's going to be really fun 2023. Absolutely,
it really is, and good luck to you in whenever you do start competing pro and everything. And that's what ADL is here for at the end of the day is, we like to get doors, make friends, and help drivers get better. So that's what it's all about. And then last, Rambo, what do you have to say, man? I know you got more victories here at ADL this year than anybody else has. So let's hear what you got to say.
Go to the bathroom, and then my mic shut off.
My trophy's been stolen.
It has been stolen. It definitely has been stolen, and it came from out of the blue too. It came from somebody who, no offense, Ronnie, was unexpected. I didn't expect somebody else, other than somebody who else or somebody who already had a victory here to come in and take the win. So
brand new driver just coming in. I didn't expect that.
Well, we're going to have a lot more new drivers come in. There's already been a handful of really great drivers that have signed up that are really, really, really consistent. And, 2023 is definitely going to be a banger. So I can't wait for it. And, this was an awesome season. And I'm glad that I was here to be a part of it and host it and everything like that. And, big thanks again to everybody that participated and whatnot. So anyway, I'm going to end the live stream here. Again, everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And we will see you guys next year.